Hello everybody and welcome. For this video I'm going to go over how to calibrate a CRICUT machine. This is important if you're doing printing cuts but the cut is off. You could give calibration a try and see if it fixes the issue. The first thing you got to do is go into settings and see, you go over to machines, machine calibration. Pick the model that you use for the CRICUT and click start. It's going to print out a calibration sheet. So you want to feed just regular paper into your printer, set the printer that you're going to be using, let it print, and then you take that piece of paper, put it on your CRICUT mat, and feed it into your CRICUT machine. Set the dial to paper so your cutting pressure is on the right material. After you do that, you loaded it into the machine, you click continue. It's going to tell you to press the cut button on your CRICUT. Go over to your CRICUT, hit the cut button. The machine will go about scanning the outside black lines. Once it does that, it's going to cut the inside little square, that little square in the center. Once it's cut out the square, it's going to ask you in CRICUT Design Space if it's cut inside the black lines or if it's off at all. If the line is outside or on the sides of the black line anywhere around the square, you're going to hit no. For me, it was all inside the black line, so I'm going to hit yes. I was happy with the cut. If yours is off at all, click no and then hit continue. What it is then going to do is cut all these lines across the top and all the lines down the side. The lines across the top are all numbered and the lines down the side all have a letter beside them. Now, once it has completed cutting all of the lines across the top and down the side, the machine is going to ask you which line has the cut perfectly through it, and you're going to put that number and where it prompts you to, and which line goes across the center for the letters. So for me, the 11th line cut perfectly center, and for the letters, it was the J that cut perfectly center. So over in CRICUT Design Space, for top line, I'm going to choose number 11, and for right line, I'm going to choose J. You put in whatever letters you find were cut perfectly centered, or at least close to center as possible. And then you're going to hit continue, and it's going to then cut the big square around the little square. And then after it does that, the machine is going to ask you if you're satisfied with the cut, meaning for the big square, was the cut inside all the black lines, or was it off at all outside the black lines? If the cut was inside all of the black lines, you're going to hit yes, cut is close enough to center. If it was off at all on any of the sides, you're going to click no, I'd like to do another calibration, and then hit continue. Where if you clicked no, it will prompt you through the whole process again, printing out a new sheet and doing all of the steps again. If you clicked yes, you're done your calibration. Your machine is now calibrated. Congratulations. I hope I explained all of these steps good enough for you guys to understand. I'm going to explain why it is so important to calibrate your machines by showing you. I was cutting stickers. I was printing and cutting stickers, and it was cutting just fine. But I noticed when I did another set of stickers that it was cutting off. This is why it's important to examine every sheet that you cut, no matter how well your machine has been cutting. Because I noticed that it was off a little bit. So I decided to do a calibration. And as you can see, comparing, after the calibration, it cut perfect again. Before these Let's Craft stickers, they were cutting off. It was a very little amount, but it was cutting off. After I finished calibrating, it started cutting perfect again, which is exactly what I want, right against the outside lines of the stickers. So that is why it's important to pay attention to your print and cuts. And that is how to do a calibration if your machine happens to be cutting off. I hope you found this video helpful and have an awesome day.